Chappie approaches the man and starts destroying the car to the point he rips off the door while scolding the guy for being a thief. Then he drags the man out of the car and throws him across the street.
Bro, what? Crazy part about it, that is a regular civilian. YouTube is giving y'all boys. Today we're finna tap into in the future police robot flips sides and become a gang member after age. This might be the stupidest title I've ever seen and possibly the stupidest video I've ever watched. But it's a movie recap video and usually these videos are pretty good, so let's go ahead and tap into it.
In the near future, the crime rate reaches unthinkable levels in South Africa, so the government buys a squad of robot cops known as scouts. These robots are built by the Tetraval company, who promises the scouts have a bulletproof guard key system created by Dion. This means only the company can update their software and no hacker in the world can break into them. Tetraval also manufactures a bigger remote-controlled robot called Moose, which was designed by veteran Vincent. He's against artificial intelligence and believes robots are safer when a human is in control. One day at the factory, Scout 22 is brought in for repairs.
But see, I'm not finna lie. I can see this I could actually see like robots being the new cops in the near future, bro. Like with how things are going, bro. I know like it can get crazy. I'm not gonna hold you. What if they gonna give him a racism feature? What if they'll give him a racism feature? I ain't gonna lie. Maybe just to make it a little bit more authentic.
While working, the engineer points out this robot always gets damaged whenever it's sent out. Once he finishes repairing the broken part, he turns the robot on and Scout 22 arms itself before going back to work.
Okay.
Meanwhile, a group of thieves led by Ninja is speeding their way out of the city because the scouts are looking for them. After hitting a car, they manage to escape and meet with gang leader Hippo. He makes it
alright, bro. Okay, I'm sorry.
For them.
I'm sorry.
After hitting a car, they manage to escape and meet with gang leader Hippo.
When I hear Hippo, the last thing I expect to see is a white man like this. Like he's not even big. Why is his nickname Hippo? He's not even fat. Like if you're finna be if your nickname is finna be Hippo, you need to at least be 300 pounds, bro. I need you to be looking like the penguin, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
He makes his men take the team's weapons and van while furiously scolding them for failing their latest job.
What is this haircut? No, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not letting this nigga slide.
Men take the team's weapons and van while furiously...
What is what's the vision with this, bro? First off, you're white. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm sorry. But when you're white, I feel like you shouldn't just braid your hair like this, bro. It just doesn't look good. But also, what is these doo-doo twist little things on top of your head, bro? Like, shave it off, bro. You don't look tough.
Scolding them for failing their latest job. Hippo wants them to compensate him by getting him 20 million in 7 days or he'll kill them. He puts his gun in Ninja's mouth to make him swear.
Bro, that position is so gay. Like, this is so sus. What are we talking about? Could you not have put it in his mouth any different way, bro? Pause. All right.
Where he'll get the money. Then he shoots one of thieves to prove he's serious.
Jeez.
At that moment, some droids find them and send the location to the scouts, who soon arrive in a helicopter. Hippo and his gang open fire and activate impressive explosives while Ninja's team get in the van, but it's missing the keys. The scouts reach the ground and start firing back, hurting many gang members. Two human officers also join the gunfight and use Scout 22 as a shield to move ahead. More and more gang members are killed and Ninja searches their bodies for the van keys. The man that has them tries to escape in a car, only for a scout to shoot the vehicle down. Ninja shoots at the helicopter and hits the engine, forcing it to fly away. Then he checks the crashed car to finally get the keys for the van.
Okay.
At the same time, the cops
did all of that now.
By bursting into an old building and Hippo receives them by shooting a rocket launcher.
Bro, where did you get the rocket launcher from, bro? like what are we talking about? Where did you get that from, bro? You just had that laying around?
Which severely damages Scout 22. Then Hippo escapes through the window while Ninja and his friends do the same in the van. Unfortunately, America gets hurt by a bullet on their way out. Since the gang is defeated, the raid is presented on the news as another victory for the scouts and the government orders 100 more. Vincent complains to CEO Michelle because she keeps cutting.
Hey, watch them turn on like the human beings because you feel me, they don't treat them right or they don't oil them up more or they don't oil them up enough or something like that. I don't know.
Funding, but she has no interest in Moose. Dion is called to the repair shop where an engineer is working on Scout 22. The attack caused the battery to fuse with its chest piece, which means it can't be fixed. Dion orders the engineer to recycle any useful parts and get rid of the rest. Back to the thieves, they arrive in the abandoned building they use as a hideout. While Yolandi takes care of America's wound, Ninja gets a call from Hippo
okay, if your name's gonna be America.
They use as a hideout. While Yolandi...
If your name's gonna be America, can you... Let me chill, bro.
Takes care of America's wound, Ninja gets a call from Hippo reminding him of the time limit to get the money. The team discusses how to proceed without getting in trouble and Yolandi theorizes that someone from Tetraval must have a special switch to
Okay, also, why are all of their tattoos so ugly?
This is how to proceed I'm not trying to... in trouble and Yolandi...
What is this haircut? Like, does the future just, like, do people in the future just not have drip or fashion? Or, like, a sense of fashion at all? Like, what are we talking about?
Andy theorizes that
what is this haircut too? Like, bro, all these haircuts in this movie are terrible, bro. And look at these tattoos, bro.
someone from Tetraval
Like, what is that? Why would you have it there?
must have a special switch to turn off the scouts, so they need to find that person first. A quick internet search tells them
Does she have sex on her shirt?
special switch to turn off the scouts, so they need to find
Bro, y'all, okay, first off, y'all have no drip at all. And then, nah, bro, I could never live in this world, bro.
that person first. A quick internet search tells them who created the scouts. Meanwhile, Dion spends his free time working on his newest project while his robots serve him and take care of the house. After several hours of coding, he finally manages to create a program that will give the scouts artificial consciousness.
No, why would you? Okay. See, here's the issue. We have some killer, badass robots, right? Walk them down, shoot them down, kill them up, shoot them up, and kill their grandma 2 type of robots, right? But they're under our control, so they can kill whoever we want them to kill. Okay? Cool. Now, why would we give them cool? Now, why would we give them cool? Now, why would we give them AI tech? Why would we give them artificial intelligence? What are we talking about? So we have these robots that are under our command, but now we want to give them a brain, a thinking, growing brain to where they can actually make real life actions and do things themselves and make their own decisions instead of us guiding their decisions. Why would we do that? That is literally asking these that's practically begging these freakazoid robots to turn on us, bro. Whenever we do it wrong, bro, like, what are we talking about?
To test it, Dion runs to Michelle's office and tells her about his new invention, explaining this could make robots smarter than humans and capable of write music or poetry.
Why?
Michelle isn't interested because they're in the business of weapons and defense, so she denies his request.
Michelle, what is this nigga thinking?
Dion decides to get Scout 22 and a bunch of tools like
Oh no, he's finna spark the revolution. No. He's finna be the reason why we have to be robot slaves.
the guard key, which opens the programming for updates. He hides it all in his van and leaves company without getting checked on by the guard since he is rank. Dion barely drives for a mile or two before Ninja's team blocks the road. They break the van's windows and force Dion to come out before knocking him out.
Thank you.
Moments later at the thieves' hideout, they wake Dion up with some water. Ninja punches him to force him to cooperate, so Dion tries to explain the scouts are always on and their software is the only safety measure. Since Ninja doesn't believe him, he threatens him with his gun only to be interrupted by America, who has found Scout 22 in the van. After taking a look, Ninja tells Dion that if he wants to live, he must program Scout 22 to work for him. Dion warns them about the new untested software and the team agrees to try anyway.
So everybody's just stupid in this movie? Everybody's IQ is just negative 20? What are we talking about? Why do y'all... There's nothing... Well, honestly, maybe they want the robot so they could... Well, maybe they want to control the robot and they don't want to put AI into it. I don't know. But at the same time, do not put AI into this robot. Y'all are asking to die.
Afterward, Dion begins working on fixing Scout 22's broken parts. The battery is damaged too, which means Scout 22 only has 5 days of power left.
Okay.
Then Dion uses the guard key to override the old software and installs the new one. Scout 22 wakes up with the personality of a toddler and runs to hide from the humans.
Aww.
Ninja gets angry and his complaints make Scout 22 even more scared, so the
Why are we
other
pointing a gun at the little toddler, bro? Let him be, bro. Give him some... I was finna say ice cream, but like, he's a robot, so maybe some, like, oil cream? I don't know, nigga.
To the kitchen. They try again with gentle words and Scout 22 finally comes out to touch Yolandi's
Ship
hand.
some boats?
It's
some
also
British
curious
food,
about
like
Dion's
that.
watch and when he gives it to it, the robot says watch as its first word. Next, Dion gives it a chicken toy to keep it distracted and Scout 22 learns everyone's names. Yolandi thinks the robot looks like a happy Chappie and decides Chappie will be his name.
Aww.
At that moment, Ninja returns and gets angry because he sees they're teaching the robot to be a child. He kicks Dion out and threatens to shoot him, but Dion convinces him he's needed to train Chappie. He's allowed to leave after promising he'll be back tomorrow. At Tetraval, Vincent discovers
Why are you driving off with the
guard key is missing. He checks the system and learns that the key is now installed in Scout 22. In the morning, Vincent finds Dion at his desk looking for internet sites about baby's learning process. After noticing Dion's face wounds, Vincent asks to borrow the guard key, which Dion accidentally left inside Chappie. He says protocol doesn't allow him to share the key and suddenly a furious Vincent pushes Dion on the table.
Brother, what? Yo. What? At first I was going to ask, why does he have a gun? But I thought he was just a cop. But yo, this is not legal.
Threatening
What?
to shoot him if he doesn't get the key. When Dion says no, Vincent quickly pulls back and pretends he had been joking. After work, Vincent notices Dion taking a different direction from usual and follows him. At the hideout, Chappie looks around and touches many different things to learn more. Ninja finds him watching the news and reminds him he should be working for his team, so he teaches Chappie how to use a gun. The robot is very scared and misses his shot, making Ninja more frustrated. Before he can get aggressive, Yolandi interrupts him and reminds him they need to teach Chappie the basics first. She starts showing him random objects and teaching him the words. Soon Chappie surprises her by copying full sentences. He calls America by his name, but Yolandi becomes mommy. America starts teaching Chappie too, so the robot begins repeating curse words and threats to sound more gangster.
That's
when
crazy.
Dion arrives, he's very disappointed to hear Chappie talk and act like a criminal, so he makes him promise he won't do anything illegal. Then he comes up with different activities to stimulate Chappie's mind, like reading a book and painting. This is seen by Vincent, who realizes where the key is and leaves while thinking of a plan.
You know,
Chappie
low-key, AI is low-key giving inanimate object. AI low-key gives robots and stuff like this souls, if you really think about it. And I'm not gonna lie. It's just they're not living, but they low-key have a soul if they can learn. That's interesting. That's an interesting topic. I ain't gonna lie. What if we're AI? What if we're programmed and everything's a hologram and this is all the Matrix? Let's get back to the video.
His painting and makes a perfect drawing of a car. The sweet moment is interrupted by Ninja, who pushes Dion to the ground and makes a perfect drawing of a car.
I cannot let these niggas slide.
The sweet moment.
What are these outfits? I'm so like, bro. Yo, like these are the worst dressed criminals I've ever seen. What are these pants? And like leg scrunchies? Is this the 80s? Like what are we talking about, bro?
Moment is interrupted by Ninja, who pushes Dion to the ground and starts kicking him for making Chappie a softie. He even takes out his gun, but Yolandi pushes him to stop him from killing Dion, who escapes in his van. Yolandi tries to explain to Ninja that Chappie is like a kid, but their argument is interrupted when America gets a call telling him about a potential job. Desperate to speed up Chappie's training, Ninja and America take him to another gang's base and abandon him there. Thinking he's a
Bro, what? Come on, bro. Like, let him be a kid, bro.
Regular scout, the gang immediately starts attacking him by throwing things, hitting him with pipes, and even setting him on fire.
Bro,
however,
what?
Chappie refuses to defend himself because of his promise. As soon as he has an opening, Chappie runs away. Moments later, Chappie is still trying to make his way back to the base. He takes a break by sitting on rock and a stray dog approaches him, so Chappie gets to pet it. Suddenly he's surrounded by Vincent and his men, who have tracked him down, thanks to the company's tracking system. Vincent hits him with an electronic device and Chappie instantly shuts down.
Bro, Chappie's had a horrible life so far, bro. What? He's been hunted down, treated like a slave, like, bro. Jeez.
He wakes up later in Vincent's truck and tries to shake the men off him, so Vincent responds by cutting off his arm.
Bro,
then
what?
Vincent opens the panel on Chappie's head and removes the key while saying he isn't a real person, he's just a bunch of wires. Since he doesn't need him anymore, Vincent gets ready to cut Chappie's head off too. This time Chappie fights with more strength and manages to push the men off,
okay, Chappie,
get
back
for him to jump off the truck. The men open fire and cause even more damage to Chappie's body, who never stops running. Vincent decides to let him go since he's useless now. Eventually Chappie returns to the base and Yolandi immediately starts cleaning him up while yelling at Ninja, blaming him for the robot's current state.
Okay.
America fixes Chappie with some old parts, giving him a new arm. That night Yolandi reads Chappie the book about the black sheep, teaching him that he has a soul inside that matters more than mechanical parts that can be changed every day. The next day Dion buys a gun. Meanwhile Chappie plays with a doll pretending it's Yolandi calling him special. At that moment Ninja finds him and apologizes while calling himself daddy, but he also makes him drop the doll. He proceeds to teach Chappie how to walk like a gangster and starts getting angry again when Chappie refuses to shoot a gun. America cuts in and teaches Chappie how to use a knife, saying it simply makes people go to sleep. Since Chappie falls for the lie, the guys also teach him how to throw shurikens and—
Bro, let him be a kid, bro. Why are we trying to train him to be a monster, bro? Like, bro, let him be a nice little robot. Let him grow up, bro.
Use nunchucks. Then they give Chappie a paint job and some jewelry to fit the gangster aesthetic.
Alright, bro. Why we trying to turn this robot into a young nigga, bro? Come on, bro. Why we chains is crazy.
Sometime later, Ninja wants to steal a car, so he tells
Bro,
Chappie
why he got a money symbol right here, bro? Come on, bro.
that a naughty man stole from them first and they're just taking it back. Chappie approaches the man and starts destroying the car to the point he rips off the door while scolding the guy for being a thief. Then he drags the man out of the car and throws him across the street.
Bro, what? Crazy part about it, that nigga is a regular civilian. That man was a regular civilian. He did all of that, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Ninja and America call him back to the van and scold him for destroying the vehicle. They also give him a gun, pointing out he doesn't need to shoot it. For the next few hours, Chappie steals a bunch of cars for Ninja. Drivers think he's a scout and find him intimidating, so it's easy for Chappie to scare them off and take their vehicles.
Bro, come on, man. Why we corrupting the youth like that, bro? He don't gotta be a gangster. He can be a nice little chill robot who plays with Barbie dolls and all of that. Yeah, let him be him.
Where Chappie is taken to an abandoned building where a bunch of gangsters are watching dog fights. When they see Chappie, they think he's a scout and run away, so Ninja makes him wait at the entrance. With the money they made from selling the stolen cars, Ninja and America buy a bunch of weapons and video game consoles. While waiting, Chappie is sad to find
they bought a bunch of weapons and video game consoles. Okay, the weapons, I understand you trying to fit the aesthetic, but why we buying PS5s, bro? Why not buy a house, some cars, some actual things you can like actually use for investments, bro? Y'all still living in that abandoned? It's probably an abandoned factory. You know, they can't really afford anything else. But at the same time, like, bro, come on, priorities, bro, priorities.
Dead dog and another one in a cage. Ninja comes back and points out these dogs represent life. You either die or fight to survive. Chappie thinks he's immortal because he's a robot, but Ninja points out his battery will die soon. To get him a new one, they need to pull off a big heist to get the money, and Chappie agrees to help because he doesn't want to die. In the evening they return to the base and find Dion, who is disappointed to see that Chappie has become a full gangster. However, Chappie doesn't respect the opinion anymore because his maker gave him a short life, which he thinks it's cruel. At the Tetraval Labs, Vincent uses the key to upload a firmware called Genesis into the Scout system. This instantly disables all the robots in the country, causing car accidents and criminals to escape.
Why would he do that? Why would he do that?
Chappie also collapses, and while Dion tries to check on him, Ninja appears and blames him for the malfunction. He tries to start a fight, only for Dion to take out his gun to keep him at bay.
Jeez, okay,
now he can drag Chappie into his van to take him back to the company. Meanwhile, Hippo is informed that all scouts are down, so he announces the city belongs to him. Soon criminals are taking over the streets.
See, this is why, like, bro, I feel like everybody in this show has negative IQ. What are we talking about? Okay, so you powered off every single robot so you could save Chappie. Was it really worth it? Now you finna cause chaos to Purge and Gotham. What are we talking about? It finna look like Detroit. Like, what are we talking about, bro?
Causing chaos and destruction everywhere without nothing to stop them. The last standing scout collapses in front of them and the criminals light it on fire. At the police office,
causing all types of despair and doom.
Themselves with little experience. At the lab, Vincent follows the incidents on the news, pleased to see his plan as a success. He deletes Genesis to get rid of the evidence, but the process will take a while. At that moment, Dion arrives with a deactivated Chappie, so Vincent has to hide. Dion connects Chappie to a computer and finds a warning about malicious code, but he only quarantines Genesis for now to concentrate on his robot.
Okay.
On the other computer, the deletion process has failed. After a few seconds, Chappie wakes up with his personality intact. Dion is eager to leave, but on their way out they see Vincent's robot and Chappie gets curious, so Dion explains that Moose is controlled by a human wearing a helmet that reads their thoughts. Chappie also sees an unfinished scout model and wants it to be his new body, but Dion says he can't transfer Chappie because he's more than just data, he has a consciousness. All this is overheard by Vincent. Furious that his maker still makes things hard for him, Chappie says he hates Dion and steals Moose's helmet before running away alone. As cops arrive to surround the
just like a toddler, just like a kid, I'm not finna lie.
Company building, Vincent rushes to turn off his computer before leaving, forgetting to take the key. Soon Dion meets with Michelle, who orders him to solve this immediately if he doesn't want trouble. Following his plan, Vincent tries convincing Michelle that this is the perfect moment to use Moose, but she isn't interested. At the gang's base, Chappie tests the helmet on Yolandi and works perfectly fine with their small computer. Then he tries to upload his own consciousness, but the first few tries fail. After connecting the gang's computer to all the video game consoles for more power, the helmet picks up Chappie's essence and puts it on the screen. Now Chappie only needs the money for a new body, so he and the gang get ready for the heist. They
finna run down. Okay.
Block an armored car.
He try to get that upgrade.
Chappie kills a few guards with his knife, thinking he's putting them to sleep. After they blow up the car door, Chappie throws out the other guards and proceeds to steal the money while reporters record everything from a helicopter. He notices one of the guards is in pain instead of sleeping, but before he can understand, the gang brings him into the van so they can leave. At the Tetraval office, Dion searches the system and discovers that Genesis came from Vincent's computer. He starts making a scene.
So Vincent turned everybody off. Why would he do that? What's the point?
But he's interrupted by the news showing Chappie stealing money and killing people.
Why would he turn off? Why would he deactivate all of the robots? Is it to try out his invention? Like, why? Like, what?
After a frustrated Dion leaves, Vincent runs to tell Michelle that Dion uploaded Genesis and that he has a sentient robot, which he proves by showing her the news. Michelle then authorizes the use of Moose. Vincent connects his brain to his creation and sends it after Chappie. At the same time, Hippo sees the news, announcing he wants that robot too. Back to the gang, Chappie is happy about the money.
Pete, go back.
Sees the news, announcing he wants.
Damn, them niggas, yo, they live in lavish, bro. They over here throwing money. Over here got a whole cookout going, bro. Putting some steaks on the grill, bro. They over here having a good old jolly time.
Wants that robot too. Back to the gang, Chappie is happy about the money for his new body, but Ninja tells him there won't be one and that he lied to get the money. A very angry Chappie grabs him by the neck and throws him on the ground when they make it to the base.
Bro, why would y'all lie to bro? I ain't gonna lie, especially knowing how powerful he is, bro. Come on, bro. Get him a new body. Get him some new gear, bro. Get him some new drip, bro. Come on.
Dion also arrives and warns them about an incoming threat while showing Chappie a special powerful weapon that can damage robots. Soon Hippo and his men show up as well, asking for the money and the robot, so the gang answers by opening fire. A gunfight ensues, but it only lasts a few seconds before Moose arrives. Vincent makes it step on America to kill him, then it rips his body in two just for fun.
Brother, what?
Starts shooting at Moose, but bullets do nothing, so he runs to hide before Moose activates its flamethrower. Hippo and his men also open fire at Moose, so Vincent makes it fly up and throws a few cluster bombs, which kill the entire gang except for Hippo because he hides in a pipe. Ninja is trying to get his money back, so Yolandi has to drag him into hiding.
Trying to get his money back? Bro, live! Worry about your life, not the money!
Then Moose tries going after Dion, only for Chappie to jump between them with a weapon Dion gave him. After sticking an explosive to Moose's body, Chappie opens fire and manages to destroy one of Moose's arms, but before he can do more, Moose shoots him down and he loses the detonator. Hippo comes out of hiding, so both he and Ninja fire at Moose together while Chappie breaks the wall to run inside with Yolandi. The men manage to break Moose's camera, so Vincent makes it fly away from the fire while he tries to fix it. Dion runs to his van to escape and is blocked by Hippo. Ninja tries to help, however Hippo still manages to shoot Dion down. A furious Ninja retaliates by smashing Hippo's head with a shovel while Chappie hides Dion in the van. At that moment Vincent fixes the camera, so Moose starts chasing after them with open fire. Chappie runs to get his helmet, but a stray bullet destroys it, so now he wants to go to the factory to get another helmet to save Dion. Ninja tells him to leave with Yolandi in the van while he distracts Moose.
No.
As soon as the van is out of the building,
I think you're finna die.
Ninja falls to his knees and asks for the end. When Moose is about to kill him, Yolandi jumps out of the van with a special weapon and shoots Moose. Vincent immediately makes it turn and shoot Yolandi dead before Chappie can reach her.
No. Why she gotta die? She's been the best character, bro. She was the best character. Why she gotta die?
As he grieves for his mother, Chappie finds the detonator and activates it to finally blow Moose up. Afterward, Chappie drives.
Ninja survives? So the worst character gets to live, but the best character dies. Okay, bro, come on, bro. What are we talking about?
The Tetraval with Dion and finds Vincent, who tries to run away. Chappie slows him down by throwing a knife at his leg, but Vincent still makes it to the main office.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie,
Chappie slide on him, bro. Chappie to no avail. Chappie responds by throwing Vincent
Chop
through
the
a window
chains too, he don't care.
Then he breaks his arm and tosses him all around the office. Vincent is barely alive when Chappie says he forgives him and leaves. Soon the police surround the building.
Now you forgive him? After you almost killed, bro, now you forgive him? Hey, man, that's gangsta, I ain't gonna lie.
Working on getting the door open. Chappie takes a dying Dion to the lab and connects him to the helmet, successfully uploading him into a robot body. Dion wants to return the favor, so he runs to Vincent's computer and uses the key to reactivate all the scouts. Then he sends Chappie's consciousness to a new body through the internet. At that moment the police breaks in.
Okay, so Dion is now a robot. Oh, that's interesting.
So Dion runs outside and is delighted to find Chappie in a new scout body. Then the duo returns to the base and together with Ninja, they give Yolandi a proper burial. While the news announce that all robot cops have been banned and humans are back on the force, Chappie finds the USB stick with the helmet test he did on Yolandi. He hacks into the factory machines and makes them build a pretty female robot to upload Yolandi's consciousness into it.
Oh, mommy gets to live. Okay, let me start calling her mommy. That's crazy. Bro, there gotta be a part 2 to this movie. It's actually low-key kind of good. Why this movie kind of fire? What y'all think about this movie, chat? What y'all rate it? Let me know in the comment section down below what y'all rate it, bro. 1 out of 10, what y'all rate it? I say cool 7.8. I liked it. Pretty cool movie. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like how Yolanda died, but at the same time, she got brought back to life, so she can't. I think it's more of a funny movie, though. It's not really meant to be treated seriously. But anyways, we out. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Follow the Twitch if you want to see this live. Subscribe to the channel and like the video. Also, stalk my IG because why not? Besides that, I appreciate y'all for watching. You know, I love y'all. Stay blessed. Thank you. Goodbye. We out.